Thanks for joining me. For those that don't know me, my name's Naomi and I'm the owner of this channel, Willow and Fink. And the project I'm going to do today is something that I've had in the works for quite a while. As some of you may or may not know, I make a lot of my own moulds, and I was making a whole stack of moulds a few months back, and then the kids were playing with the moulds and they ended up laying out a canvas for me. So I've got this canvas here, so it's just a square one. And a whole stack of moulds and things, so that the kids have laid out the design for me. So I'm going to finally make the canvas. So it's just going to involve the moulds, the canvas, gluing the moulds onto the canvas, and then painting it. So I've just got a ruler and I'm just going to find the center of, and of course my ruler is too small for the canvas. I'm wondering if I have something else, something a bit longer I can use. Okay, so the only thing I could find was an old canvas, so we'll just use that instead. Okay, so it's just a matter of, this is so awkward, putting that together like that. Okay, lining up the corners, just because I don't really want to eyeball it in case I get it wrong. Okay, and this way. Okay, so I'm just using some glue. Okay, and I've just popped it onto a little plastic container. Okay, I need a brush. Oh, this is a bit of a wiry old brush, but that's okay. Right, and then we'll just start gluing. And that is the design that we're going to be working with. And now I just need to let it dry and then we can come back and paint. Okay, so now that we have put all of the mouldings onto the canvas and we've let it dry, so the glue is quite sturdy, they're not going to fall off. See? Yep, so we're okay. So now what we're going to do is we are going to start painting. So I've just got a sample pot, of paint. It was from the mist tint section at the hardware store, so I've just got that one, and then I'm going to mix it with a little bit of matted and tattered to make my own chalk style paint, and then I will thicken it up and we will then make it into a texture paint. Now we're going to make the paint a little bit thicker, because we're going to turn it into a texture paint. So again, I've just added the powder and just give it a bit of a stir. Okay, it doesn't have to be super smooth for this project. The more you stir, the smoother it will get. But if this paint has a little bit of lumps or something in it, that's not a problem, because we're going to be adding texture to the project anyway. So okay, so we've got the thick paint now, and then we've just got a brush which is quite stiff, will give you better stipples, and that's all we're doing. We're just stippling the paint on to get texture. So the more you stipple in one spot, the flatter the stippling will be. Okay, so we'll just keep adding the texture on. And just making sure that we get all of the paint in all the nooks and crannies, just so then there isn't any white bits showing, which doesn't really matter if there is, because we're going to do a couple of layers of paint anyway. Okay, so we've let the yellow layer dry and it's all nice and dry and crackly. I don't know if you can see, but there's some nice cracking just here, which is what we want. Okay, so I have let that dry overnight, so it is nice and dry. Now we're going to put another colour over the top. As I said before, it didn't matter if you missed some of the white bits underneath, because we would be covering that with another layer of paint. So here we are now. Okay, so I've got this colour and I'm just painting it and dabbing it on. Now that we've let this layer dry completely, now we're going to add another layer of paint. So again, this is just going to be like a teal green colour. Again, this is paint that I've made myself, and I'm just going to be just brushing over this. Now that we've let the canvas completely dry, we're going to distress it. So I just get a scraper. You can have a scraper or some sandpaper, and then we're just scraping the dots off. Now that we've finished distressing the canvas and it's looking all nice and old and gnarly, as you can see just here, we are now going to put some white glaze on it. So I've got my trusty white glaze here. Okay, it's from Junk Monkey Paint Company. Unfortunately, they no longer make this product, so I'm saving this jar as much as I can. Okay, so we just get the glaze and we are just going to be painting it onto the canvas. So we give it a good paint, just take it everywhere, get into all the nooks and crannies and nooks. Okay. Now that we have glazed it with the white glaze and we have let it completely dry, it's now time to seal. And to seal it, I'll be using this product here.